Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today is Talks About Mental Health episode 2. So if you saw the first one, thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope you're watching the second one. So today I want to talk about social media. I'm gonna check my phone for a sec because I wrote about what I wanted to say. Social media and its effects on people's mental health. And when I talk about mental health too, this doesn't just include people who have disorders. This just includes literally the health of your mental state and things that can destroy it and things that can benefit you. And obviously everyone is different, but just general things that I'm talking about and things that I've experienced myself. Social media is, it can be a wonderful place, but it can also be a horrible place. The internet can be a horrible place. Just this real world, anything can be there's a good and bad to everything. Talking about the bad with social media, I'm kind of referring to Instagram in this sense. Comparison is a huge thing on social media, especially in this new wave of fitness and healthy lifestyle and the gym lifestyle and all of that. It's just young girls and young women are looking at these super fit Insta girls having their life together, going to the gym every single day and whatever. And it's so easy to just look at them and be wow, they have abs, they look like this, they look like that, they eat this and that, and their life is just so put together, blah blah blah. And everyone says this, but I don't think people really let it stick into their head that social media is a highlight reel. So you're only showing the highlights of your life, the high points of your life, the happiest points of your life. And even when people are upset, I'm sure they post the happiest thing of their life. They still post a good picture of them smiling or a good picture of that because no one wants to see the bad side, because no one cares for the bad side, or people aren't going to take well to that. They're going to think, oh, complaining, but you're so privileged, blah blah blah, whatever people think. And so people only post the good things. And I've been actually seeing more recently people not starting to say, this is what my body looks like when I'm flexing, this is what it looks like when I'm not, and this is, I try to eat well every day, but it's really a struggle, and I struggle with counting calories, and I struggle with this, and I struggle with that. So there's really, not everyone's life is perfect. There's really a struggle, and I feel influencers and the people being influenced, there's a huge disconnect in oh, you're this, perfect, your life's together, blah blah blah, and it's then there's me who's living a normal life with all these issues. But it's we all live normal lives with very similar issues. It's just that someone you look up to, you don't want to see them in that position because you're looking up to them and they're not supposed to be that way. They're supposed to be a superhero in your eyes, and this is the goal you want to achieve. You don't want to think that they're going through bad things, in my opinion. So comparison is a huge, I think, issue with social media, and people just need to remember you're not going to get the same results as the person next to you, and you're not, our bodies are different, our minds are different, we think differently, we say different things, we act differently. You can't have, it's not attainable to have a life that someone else has. Strive for your own goals, strive for your own life. I'm not saying you can't reach for the stars and make your dreams come true, but I'm just saying don't look at someone else's life and be this is exactly what I want. Don't try to copy someone's life, because that's gonna upset you when you realize you can't achieve it because you're not that person. So once people realize they're individuals and that they have their own, they can have their own life, they can have their own dreams and goals, you start to look at your influencers as kind of motivation instead of someone to envy, instead of someone to constantly compare to your motivation. They got here, I can get there too. Try to change your mindset of the comparison of I want to look like this, I want to do this, I want to do that like them, and I don't look like that, and I don't look like this, and change it to I will look like this, or I will achieve my sense of what that is. Put your own spin on it. If abs isn't your goal, then abs is not your goal. I will have toned legs, or I will have a toned stomach, but that doesn't mean you have to have abs. Or even if you want abs, I will have abs. Make your goals personal to you, and don't make them for what someone else has, because that's what you think is perfect. I think on social media, sometimes when people talk about mental illness, it's kind of romanticized, and people often throw around like, oh, you're a psycho, you're depressed, you're this, you're that, and I've done that too, like, I'm not gonna lie, and I think a lot of people do that, but I think it's just being aware of who you're saying that around, and like when you're saying it, and acknowledging like that you're not actually, maybe you're not actually a psycho, or whoever you're calling a psycho isn't actually a psycho, because that's a real, like, being psychotic is like a real disorder. And like maybe you aren't depressed and you just had a bad day and tomorrow's gonna be better, but you're not actually depressed, like, you know what I mean? So I think evaluating the difference between, like, maybe say I'm sad instead, or maybe say I feel crazy, instead of saying, oh, you're a psycho, or oh, you're depressed, or like, I'm depressed, I'm a psycho, whatever. I think changing the words is important, and I think it's like, you might not know, like, people around you could be dealing with those things, and you're saying this and that, and they're low-key like offended, and they're like, well, what if I actually told you I was a psycho? Like, they're probably not going to say that. So just changing like the way you say certain words when you're talking to other people and when you're talking online. I know Twitter can be like, I just look at all these celebrities, like Ariana Grande, for example, someone I can talk about, because I just like am obsessed with her, so I kind of know like the ins and outs of her from social media anyway. And a lot of people talk shit about her, like, people say like really bad things, and if you're like one of those people where you have, maybe like you have a big presence online, or maybe you in your school, like, there's rumors flying around and you're on people's Twitters and stuff, just don't pay attention to it. And if you know that it's not true, don't get it, like, there's really no reason to be upset, because when people project things onto you, they're insecure about that thing, they're insecure with themselves. So like, someone's projecting something on you, they're probably, whatever they're projecting to you is probably what they're insecure about in themselves. So I think that's important to remember, and just to like ignore people that talk about you, like, they're talking about you, just think of it as like they're bringing attention to you, they're making you famous in a sense. Like, even though it's negative energy, you have to make it positive, you have to turn it around. Ariana Grande, like, people say horrible things about her. She doesn't, most of the time I don't think she, you know, she'll take a social media break, she'll get off of Twitter, she doesn't read it, or she'll address the comments, and sometimes she responds and sometimes she doesn't. But I think not responding, because the goal is to essentially make you upset, and so if you feed into the trap they set up, it's going to close on you, and that's what they want, and then they're going to keep bothering you, because then you're stuck. So I think it's better to kind of ignore what other people have to say, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they say about you, it doesn't matter what they think about you. Like, what matters is about yourself and about you. And I've been on a Twitter break for like a while, because I just didn't want to be on it. Not that people were saying bad things about me, but I just needed like a break from Twitter. And I made like a bullying story like a while ago. That was like one of my first YouTube videos for like a project, and I was bullied in high school. My Facebook account, middle school, my Facebook account got hacked, and like this person was pretending to be me, like saying all these things about on other people's pages, like mean things and bad things. And like, I realized what they were saying was like how they felt about those people, or like those, what, like, it was just so like obvious, the insecurities of what they said about like other people and stuff that they had with themselves. That was like a really hard time for me. It was really hard for me to like get through that. So I guess my suggestion too is, like, if you're being like cyberbullied or anything, like, obviously delete the accounts, change the password. And I remember spending a lot of time trying to get people to like know that it wasn't me, and like trying to like prove blah blah blah, but it's like, people are gonna believe what they want to believe, and if people believe you're a bad person and you know that you're not, then you don't need to be their friend, or like they don't need to talk to you, and like there's no point in proving something they already believe is true. So the people that know like this is out of your character and this isn't you are probably going to approach you like, hey, like, is everything okay, what happened? Those are the people you need to be around, not the people that are going to continue to say like, I can't believe you do this, blah, 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 and not want to believe it too, because then they're wishing bad on you. Yeah, so I guess that's all I have to say about mental health and social media. I guess it's like cyberbullying and social media talk for today. I wish I had like a lot of subscribers so I could like comment, let's have a discussion. But honestly, like, if anyone does want to comment on this, your opinions, like wants to have a discussion, please do, because I'll talk about it. And I hope that this like really helps people and like people find my channel through this. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, comment, subscribe. You know what the deal is. And see you guys soon. Bye.